follow your dreams, follow your passion. Don't ever forget to take care of yourself. That's critically important. I think as women, we don't always do that very well. We're really busy taking care of everybody else's needs, and we put ourselves last. And then we find ourselves maybe in a place of resentment, which isn't a great place to work from. So it's take care of yourself and be mindful of what your needs are and expressing your needs. Your needs are just as valuable as anybody else's needs in your family.
That's the advice of Deborah Blaylock, the first female Deputy Director for Community Mental Health Services with the South Carolina Department of Mental Health. She oversees a network of 16 mental health centers around the state.
For me, it's really gratifying because not only do we see people when they're at their most difficult times in their lives, but we see them recover. That doesn't mean cure, but we see them live to their full potential despite their mental illness. And that is so gratifying to see folks come from the depths to achieve whatever they want to achieve.
Before taking over as Deputy Director, Blaylock was Executive Director of the Charleston-Dorchester Mental Health Center. She expanded use of a mobile unit that would become a model for the state.
It's a very important life-saving program. It's a 24/7 crisis response program. So regardless of where a person is and they're in psychiatric crisis, regardless of who calls us, the team can go out and serve the individual who's in crisis and make sure they get to the level of care that they need.
She was director of the Charleston Mental Health Center during a time of tragedy for the community, the Mother Emanuel shooting in which 9 lives were lost.
So that was probably the most profound experience of my career thus far, responding to that. The mental health center at that time had a clinician embedded in the Charleston Police Department. So the night of the massacre, we had a clinician boots on the ground half an hour after the shooting. And she was located in the hotel where the families were being brought to learn the fate of their loved ones. And from that moment forward, the mental health center was very involved. So we attended every wake, we attended every funeral, we attended just about every prayer service that was held. We stationed clinicians in front of the church to help folks who were coming by to pay their respects, because we saw people mourning right on the sidewalk and not having anywhere to go. So the Sunday after the shooting, when I was driving to the church, I wondered if my race would get in the way of my providing the comfort that I was going to deliver. And I will say the members of the congregation never let that get in the way. I was immediately welcomed in.
Deborah Blaylock grew up in Charleston with 2 sisters.
My father is Lebanese, and his parents immigrated from Lebanon and from Palestine. And my mother's father immigrated from Italy. So we had a very unique mixed kind of culture. The Arabic culture is a culture that is not particularly feministic, I'll say. But my father was a very interesting man. He instilled in my sisters and me that we could be whatever we wanted to be, despite the fact that he may feel differently about women's response outside of his 3 daughters. So he always supported us that way, and so did my mother.
So that early support helped you as you found your career?
I think so. We always believed, my sisters and I always believed, like the universe was ours to go grab and excel and succeed, and we knew we'd always have that love and support from home.
And that support has undoubtedly been a factor in her own lifelong vision.
My most proud achievement is raising 5 really wonderful young men and women. I have 1 daughter and 4 sons, and making sure that they achieve their dreams and they believe that they have value and worth and can achieve anything they want to achieve. It means so much to me when my children, especially my daughter, I guess I'll say, who's 32, says, "I'm so proud of who you are, Mom. You know, you're my hero." Who could want to hear more than that your children think that you're their hero?